Welcome to Birch Banter! We hope everyone had a great start to the new year and a safe travels from TransWorld. On today's show, we'll be going over the escape room industry marketing weather report and answering a question we heard a lot at TransWorld. Is blogging worth it for escape rooms? I'm Connor Bearse, and I'm joined by Jake Dieball today, our senior ad specialist. Welcome, Jake.
Hey, Connor. Thanks for having me on again.
But first, Birch Banter is brought to you by us, Birch River Design Group. We are experts in escape room marketing, and we focus on money in, money out. Generating trackable, large returns for escape rooms is our thing. Sound too good to be true? No worries, because we financially guarantee our results. If you don't earn at least $5 for every $1 you put into your ad campaign by the end of the second month, we refund our fee and all the ad money you spent. Reach out today. Let's dive into the escape room marketing weather report. This is the part of the podcast where we go over what we're seeing as performance-based marketers in the escape room industry. So Jake, let's start off with a big comparison. Was demand up or down in January compared to December?
Overall, January compared to December, what we saw was pretty identical demand. However, what happened was it ramped up from the start of December to the end of December, and it ramped down from the start of January to the end of January, which kind of gave us a bit of a bell curve in demand. We did see a spike in demand the week between Christmas and New Year's, which we expected, having worked with escape rooms for the past couple of years. Typically, that week's always a little bit busier. And as we get closer and closer to February, demand slowly starts dropping, as February typically is one of the slowest months for demand in the escape room industry.
What was the cost per booking in January on Google Ads? How did that compare to December?
Average cost per booking in January was about $16 per. Comparing this to December, which was between $16 and $17, pretty identical in terms of how much escape room owners were paying for a booking on Google Ads.
Did we spend all of our budgets in January?
Yeah, despite the demand drop off towards the end of January, we were still able to spend our entire budget for the month for all of our escape room clients.
How is the Meta Suite performing? Facebook and Instagram.
Meta Suite is still performing fantastically for both, Facebook and Instagram. What we saw for cost per booking was $30 from our standard conversion-based campaigns, which are basically just targeted to the general audience out there of people who haven't been to the escape room before that we're trying to get in. Typically, we see those run a little higher than what our remarketing cost per conversions are, which for the month of January was about $15 per conversion. And these campaigns, specifically the remarketing one, is targeting people who have previously interacted with the business or visited their website and, at least had some interaction with the brand before.
Any adjustments across the board in strategy we're making based off of January's numbers?
Not necessarily based off January's numbers, but based on the history that we have with escape rooms and knowing that February is going to be a bit of a slower month across the board, there are a couple things we can kind of do to really make sure we're maximizing our ad spend through February, which is typically we see cost per conversions go up to $25, $30 per. So almost double that of what we saw through December and January. And some of these adjustments include we can close in our geo-targeting so that we're not spending as much money in areas where people have further drives to your escape room. And also we can narrow down keywords to make sure that, we aren't paying for lower intent clicks and our budget is going directly to people looking for quote unquote escape room near me or your specific brand terms. So these are a couple things that, we can put in effect for our ad accounts to make sure that our cost per conversion is still bringing us maximum revenue value throughout February, the slower month for escape rooms.
Incredible stuff, Jake. And that wraps up our escape room market update. Thank you so much, Jake.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here.
Moving on to our next topic. We had such a great time at TransWorld this year. Thank you to everyone who stopped by our booth. It's always exciting to see our clients face to face. It's also been a great time onboarding a whole new batch of escape rooms. I wanted to take this part of the podcast to respond to one of the more common questions we got at TransWorld. Is paying for blogging worth it for escape rooms in 2023? Let's dive into it a little bit. We heard from a few people that they were thinking that even if no one ever read the blog, it was sending signals to Google in the background, which was necessary to rank. This was true maybe 10 years ago when Google was not that sophisticated, but that isn't true so much today. What is true is that blogs are an opportunity for you to share more information about your niche and your business. If you come through with authentic and good information for your clients, it will help you. Google likes content, especially helpful content. So if you have the time or money to have someone that's really good write relevant and local content, yes, it can be helpful. The question you have to ask is, does the marginal cost of paying someone who is local and extremely knowledgeable about escape rooms outweigh the marginal revenue earned? That's where it gets a little bit tricky. If the owner of the escape room is the one writing the content and it's incredible, maybe it's worth it. If you're paying someone not local and isn't an industry vet, then I can say it's probably not worth it. Jake and I know a lot about escape rooms and the industry, but not enough about your specific local area to write blogs that would actually add value. And we're the best performance marketers for escape rooms out there. You just can't fake being local. Google treats local business search like a phone book. They want to connect your customers to you because it gives good experience to the searcher, which in turn makes the searcher use Google again. To rank properly, you need to make sure your core pages on your website has awesome content about your business first and foremost. Blogging for blogging's sake is not going to move the needle. If you have questions on this, feel free to reach out. We don't sell SEO blogging because we don't really feel like it makes a huge difference for escape rooms. We know this based on our analytics for the rooms we have done it for in the past. So all I would do is kind of help you look at your numbers and try to back it out. Anyway, that about wraps it up for Birch Banter this week. Be sure to subscribe so you can catch our update next month. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.